High School for 33 years. During his tenure, the football program attained national prominence. I think you will agree that the Shepherd name will always be associated with the rich athletic tradition at Carmel. In recognition of Bill's years of service, the Alumni Club is proud to present him with an honorary membership plaque. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, John Wood, president of the Alumni Club. Now, we are going to make presentation to the 1994-95 girls basketball team cheerleaders who finished second in the state. As one of its ongoing sport projects, the Carmel Greyhound Booster Club presents picture plaques of state champions and runner-up teams, state mantle attitude award winners, individual and relay team state champions, and all state and all-star athletes approved by the CHS Athletic Board. Tonight, representatives of the Greyhound Booster Club will be assisted by Carmel High School Principal Dr. Bill Duke and Athletic Director Lee Lonzo in presenting plaques in the sport of girls basketball. The 1994-95 girls basketball team has earned the 25th state runner-up title for Carmel High School since 1966. The girls team completed its season with a record of 19-8 and set a state finals record for cut-from-behind victories with its thrilling win over Washington High School in the afternoon game last spring. First of all, the athletic girls basketball cheerleaders are Elizabeth Cavanis, Katie England, Sarah Gauthier, who's not here, Erin Haig, Allie Meyer, and Tammy Fenning. Members of the basketball team include Melody Bow, Molly Breeden, Amy Flowers, Jackie Giss, E.B. Larson, Kathy Martin, Marianne Inez, Christy Myers, Stephanie Newman, who cannot be here this evening, Betsy Palachek, who cannot be here, Marianne Reimer, Katie Resnack, Katie Spock, Lisa Williams, who is also absent this evening, and Angela Zenteno. The cheerleader coach is Peggy Lehman. The assistant coach is Sharon Eskew and Karen Sharp. The head coach, Judy Warren. And the statisticians for the Lady Greyhounds, Scott Gray and Tom Schultz. How about a nice hand for last year's runner-up girls state basketball? Furthermore, the Greyhound Booster Club is recognizing a second team tonight, the 1995 State Championship Boys Swimming and Diving Team. This state championship is
ball game, and many of which have been high-scoring affairs, primarily because of their quarterback, Jason Morris, who is a 3-year starter. He's 6'3", 181-pound senior. He's an excellent thrower, can scramble with the ball, and a good faker with the ball. And he's got some quality receivers in Jeff Lurk, who is a 5'6", 133-pound senior speedster at split end, and also Mike Ellis, a 5'9", 144-pound senior flanker back. Morris has thrown for 735 yards in the first 5 ball games for the Connersville Spartans, and they've also rushed for 962 yards. So the running back is Greg Mapes, and Mapes himself has accumulated over 500 yards, so he's been averaging better than 100 yards per ball game for the Connersville Spartans. And Chris Buckler, the fullback, who is 5'9", 240-pound senior, a bowling ball type fullback, is the one who has been opening the holes primarily for Mapes. So they do have the talent to strike, and strike often and quickly, but it's a matter of whether they can overcome the size differential. I think that's going to be the key tonight, is the Greyhound size versus the Connersville speed.
Essentially for the Greyhounds, they can't let the ball get past a lot. Jason Morris is a good quarterback, and in the past few games, the Greyhounds have had trouble with the secondary. And if they can keep Jason Morris throwing far, then Greyhounds should have a pretty good game here.
It'll be interesting to see how the Hounds will play them defensively, whether they'll show them the 4 or the 5-man front here tonight in the Greyhound Football Stadium. We've got a great home crowd here for Homecoming 1995. The Spartans, well, they haven't brought too many fans. There are a few red and white shirts on the far side visiting stands, but you can only expect that with a team that is 1-4 on the year and coming up against a third-ranked team in Class 5A football tonight, and a heavy, heavy underdog to that team in this homecoming affair tonight here at the Greyhound Football Stadium. We are waiting the reenactment of the toss of the coin. Both teams have come back out onto the football field. The Spartans warming up with their number 1 offensive unit over to our right. We'll wait now. The Greyhounds have won the toss and will receive. They will be receiving from our left, which is the north goal, and moving to our right, which is the south goal here in the Greyhound Football Stadium. So the Hounds won the toss and elected to receive to begin the ball game here tonight in the Greyhound Football Stadium. Carmel, of course, is 5-0 on the year, coming off a big win over Muncie South last Friday night up in Muncie, 42-14, a game that after 3 quarters they were out ahead 42-0, and the 14 points came against second and third stringers who were in the ball game at that particular time.
The Greyhounds tonight hope they can do that again. They want to get out in an early lead, and they want to put away the Connersville very early in the game so they can put their second and third string kids in and give them a shot to play the homecoming game, the big homecoming game for the Greyhounds.
Well, the Greyhounds will start with Clay Walters at quarterback, a 6'5", 185-pound senior. In the backfield with him, he will have a tailback, number 24, Gabe Clemens, a 5'8", 166-pound senior, and fullback Jim Lawhorn, a 6'2", 248-pound senior. The tight end will be number 44, Aaron Peening, a 6'2", 231-pound junior. The split end will be Jeff Wells to begin the ball game, 6'1", 162-pound senior. The flanker back for the Greyhounds will be number 25, Bobby Stevens, a 5'8", 140-pound senior. Across the line from left to right, it'll be Nick Masuk at left tackle. At left guard, it'll be Matt Robinson. The center will be Mike Britton. The right guard will be Ed Jorzak, and the right tackle will be Scott Kaminsky. Bobby Stevens will go back deep to receive the kickoff by Bruce Ritter of the Connersville Spartans. The Spartans in all white, trimmed in red tonight. The Greyhounds in their traditional gold pants, blue uniforms, and gold helmets. A great evening for football after freezing last Friday night up at Muncie South in 45-degree weather with the wind out of the northeast. Tonight, it's about 70 degrees at game time. breeze, if any at all, and we are ready to play football from the Greyhound Football Stadium. Ritter awaits the whistle of the referee down on the field. There it is, and we are ready to go. It's a low end-over-end bounding kick taken at the 31-yard line by one of the upbacks for the Greyhounds. Picking that up was Mike Powell, a reserve tight end. He picked it up at about the 35-yard line and brought it up to the 40-yard line where the Greyhounds will start 1st and 10. First and 10 for the Carmel Greyhounds at their own 40-yard line. Mike Powell on the return for the Hounds. The first time he's done that this year. Clay Walters, the quarterback for the Greyhounds, fakes into the line, going to go deep on the first play, got a man wide open, it's dropped. At the 35-yard line, Josh Trissler could not hold on to it as Walters laid it in his breadbasket, but he dropped it.
Mike Ellis for Connersville with good defense there. Trissler made that fabulous catch in their last home game and getting some more playing time since that catch.
So the Hounds went for the big one on first down, but it's incomplete. Bobby Stevens now into the ball game. Clemens comes out, which means we'll have 4 wide receivers. Stevens and Wells come to the near side. 3 receivers to the right. Walters straight back to pass, looking, firing, intercepted at the 50-yard line and brought down at the 45.
Once again, number 35, Mike Ellis with the interception. Good play, good defensive stand by Mike Ellis there.
And he returned it about 5 yards to the Carmel 45-yard line. So Connersville will take over, an excellent field position. 11:21 left to be played in the first period of play. First and 10 for the Spartans. Jason Morris has his team up to the line of scrimmage. Behind him, Chris Buckler and Greg Mates. Morris rolls to his right on the first play. Under pressure, brought down in the backfield by the Greyhounds.
Number 77, Matt Robinson, with the excellent tackle there.
So Morris goes down, losing big yardage from his own, or rather from the Carmel 45 back to his own 44. So that'll be a loss of 11 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
The offensive line for the Connersville hasn't been that great so far.
They are a small offensive line. We'll give it to you here in a moment. I formation in the backfield, hand off to the fullback, Buckler. Buckler tries over left tackle, gets across the 45-yard line out to about the 48-yard line before he's brought down. So Buckler gets from his 44 to the 48, a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 17 for the Spartans, who took over in Greyhound territory after an interception of the Clay Walters pass. 3rd and long, wide receivers either way. I formation in the backfield behind Morris. He drops straight back, now rolls right, fires downfield, has a receiver, it's caught. Beautiful catch down there by Jeff Luart. And was he hit when he caught the football, but he held on, and they have a first down.
Once again, quarterback Jason Morris taking it deep, and on the call with defense in the secondary hasn't been too good in the last few games, and once again they were not good.
Ball spotted at the Carmel 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Morris calling a audible at the line of scrimmage. Hands it to Mapes, his tailback, and he's been in the backfield and lost maybe a yard. So Mapes will lose 1 back to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10, or make that 11 for the Connersville Spartans. This is a tough ball game for the Greyhounds to get up for. This one and next week's here at Greyhound Stadium against the Jay County Patriots. Games in which the Greyhounds are heavily favored in both of them. And, of course, they're all looking forward toward the Ben Davis. Handoff to the fullback, Buckler. Buckler inside the 30 to the 25, maybe to the 24-yard line before he's brought down. Check that. That was Bruce Ritter on the run rather than Buckler. And Ritter goes from the 32 down to the 24, a gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and a long 3. Ball spotted just inside the Greyhound 25-yard line. Mason hands it off inside, and the ball carrier is able to get down to about the 23-yard line, a pickup of 1, but that's it. No more than that. And that again was Ritter. And he got 1 to the 23. So it's a 4th and short 2, and Connersville's going to go for it. Mike Ellis splits wide to the right. Lewis comes wide left. Everybody else in tight. I formation behind Morris. Hand off to the tailback Mates, and he's brought down, I believe, shy of the first down, but we'll have to wait and see. Somebody knifed in there to get him behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to have an official timeout for a measurement. Our referee, Bill Holzer, wants to bring the chain gang out. The rest of the officiating crew tonight, umpire Terry Adams, line judge Byron Watts, linesman Bill Welch, and the back judge is Jason LaRue. I think he's going to be shy unless they gave him a good spot of the football. Chain is down, and he's going to be about a football length shy. So the Greyhounds hold. Give him 1 on the pickup to the 22, but the Hounds hold with 7:43 remaining to be played. In the first period of play, no score. Greyhounds will take over at their own, call it 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hounds. Stevens comes to the right side. Wells splits left, I formation behind Walters. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Gabe Clemens. He tries the middle of the line and fights forward out to about the 24 for a gain of 1. Clemens gets 1 out to his 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. First period of play, no score. 7:03 remaining to be played. Trissler and Stevens come in from the bench with the play. Walters now will have 10 seconds to get the play off as he brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Stevens and Trissler are split wide side of the field left. Walters looks over a 4-man front, pitches to the right side, the close side of the field to Clemens. Clemens dives forward as he cuts back inside across the 25-yard line out to about the 28-yard line, a gain of 4. That'll set up a 3rd and 5 situation. Kevin, we saw the Greyhounds come out passing that first series, an incomplete pass and an interception, and now we've got 2 runs from the line of scrimmage.
Surprisingly, Clay Walters did come out passing, but the ground game for Greyhounds has been very effective in the last few games. Gabe Clemens so far this season has 442 yards, and that's the man to go to right now.
Walters fakes a quick pass. I think his man was covered. He was looking for Clark. And Walters gets across the 30, maybe to the 31-yard line, but it's going to be shy of a first down, and we'll see what Coach Jim Belton's going to do. He's going to punt it away. He was looking for a quick end to Ben Clark on the right side, but nothing opened up. So Seifert will come in to punt. And we've got an official's timeout for equipment repair down on the field. Somebody had a helmet strap go bad on him. Now they got it ready. Tim Seifert is back deep to punt for the Greyhounds. Tim averaging about 33 yards per kick. Off the side of his foot, wobbly to the right side, and it bounces high and stops at about the Connersville 47-yard line. A poor kick by Tim Seifert.
Unfortunately for the Greyhounds, they give Connersville pretty good field position, and that last defensive stand by Connersville was a pretty good one. If they get an early score, it really hype up the Connersville Spartans.
Well, they have excellent field position again out at their own 48-yard line. Only a 22-yard punt by Seifert. He had a few of those in warm-up, too. I think the coach is going to start doing some chewing on people down on the football field. Morris rolls to his right, under pressure, fires downfield, complete to the flanker, Mike Ellis. So Ellis hauls in a pass. Good for about 5 yards, maybe 6. Give him 6. To the Carmel, to the Carmel 46-yard line. 2nd and 4. Slot man left side is Ellis. Wide out outside of him. Inside handoff to the first man through. That's Ritter. And Ritter dives ahead across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Spartans. Greyhounds so far look like they're sleeping out on a football field. They haven't been hurt badly yet, but they're not playing aggressive football like we've seen in many of the other football games coming in.
This is traditional Greyhound style here.
Morris back to pass, under pressure, rolls left, has the receiver incomplete, in and out of the hands of Ritter. So the Greyhounds will bring up a 4th down play now. It'll be 4th and 1 for the Spartans, and it looks like they're going to punt it away this time as Ritter is the punter, and he deep drops for the Spartans. Coach Mike Spencer is showing a little confidence in his defense there. Good snap. Driving, spiral. Stevens chasing it toward the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So no return. The Greyhounds will have a 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line with 3:45 left first period, no score.
So far for the Connersville Spartans, it's been a pretty good defensive battle so far. Your defense is pretty well stacked up right now to Greyhounds. Greyhounds should be swallowing them defensively, but so far 0-0 time, 3:45 left in the first.
We see Moeller is in at fullback now for the Greyhounds as they go to a power I formation with Moeller, Lawhorn, and Clemens in the backfield. The power to the right side. And they pitch that way to Clemens. Clemens following the lead block. Gets around a couple of men and then is stood up as he gets out to the 20-yard line by Bruce Ritter.
He was hit hard by number 24, Bruce Ritter.
24 said, hello, number 24, and you're not going any further. But he did gain 8 on the play out to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 2 for the Greyhounds from that spot. 3 minutes, 13 seconds left, first period of play. Same formation for the Greyhounds. This time to Clemens, straight up the middle. And he tries to squirm his way for the first down, but he may be just a little bit shy. We'll have to wait till the spot of the football to find out. But I think he's going to be shy of the first down by about a half a yard, and he is. So give him credit for 1 out to the 21. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Troy Collier, the big defensive tackle for the Spartans, goes to the far sideline. And they're going to bring the sticks out to take a look officially. He's going to be shy by about the length of a football. 3rd and that much for the Greyhounds. Coach Jim Belton has sent in the play. That power I formation is something we haven't seen too much of so far this year. Matter of fact, this may be the first game the Greyhounds are using it. Again, the power I is in there with 2 fullbacks and a tailback. Moeller and Lawhorn are behind Clay Walters. Clemens is the tailback. The power to the right side or the near side of the field.
thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Chuck, Debbie, John, and Mark Atkins, Dave, Patty, Mike, and Michelle Bardos, Sue, Glenn, Scott, and Julie Collier, Rick, Carolyn, and Susan Darius, Dan, Nancy, Kathy, and Ann Bell, Marty and John Benton, Bill, Nan, and Jenny Gaskell, Catherine Kane and family, Pat and Jim O'Neill, Dave and Gwen Peening, Hack, Andy, and Bo Tyson, Rob, Katie, Eric, and Paul Vittelins, Mike, Blair, Jenny, and Erica Watts, Doug and Jennifer Hodge, Ann Holcomb, Mr. and Mrs. G. Frank Holland, David and Linda Holtz. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032. Your name will be added to this list.
Well, an interesting first period of play. No score from the Greyhound football field. Homecoming 1995, and I don't think too many Greyhound fans expected this tonight.
Big surprise for Greyhound fans that no score in first quarter play.
3rd and 8. Walters passes complete to Peening at the 50 into Connersville territory down to about the 47-yard line. Should be good enough for a first down. So the big tight end for the Greyhounds has his 9th reception of the year. This one from the Greyhound 45 down to the Spartan 46. So a gain of 9 on the play.
Bobby Stevens has been quiet tonight. Clay Walsh is not opting to pass to him.
They tried one, and that was the one that was intercepted. He threw it behind him. Split backfield this time behind Walters. Wide outs either way. Counter play comes left to Clemens, and he bowls his way. It's a lot like Jim Lawhorn on that one, running into people at about the 45-yard line, and then falling forward to inside the 44. Now the marker right at the 44-yard line, a gain of 2. Second and 8 for the Greyhounds at the Spartan 44-yard line, just into the second period of play. Peening now with 9 catches for an even 100 yards for the Greyhounds. Walters back to pass, complete to Wells, but penalty flag fly, and that's going to be a motion call against the Greyhounds. Gain was down to the 37-yard line, gain of 7, but it's going to be called back. It'll be an illegal motion call. So it'll go back to the 49-yard line, where it'll be a second down and about 13. Second and about 13 for the Greyhounds, who have not looked sharp, especially offensively here in the first half of play thus far.
Untraditional for the Greyhounds, not scoring. And with 10:45 to go in the second quarter, score nothing.
Again, Walters back to pass, has a look at Stevens, intercepted at the 20-yard line, back to the 25, to the 30, to the 35-yard line, and out to the 40, and back to the 42-yard line.
Mike Ellis with the interception again. Second interception of the game. Second pass to Bobby Stevens. Second pass to Bobby Stevens has been intercepted today. That's probably the main reason why they're not going to Bobby Stevens that much tonight. Mike Ellis is pretty well matched up against him. And number 44, Eric Penny, not happy on the sidelines, kicking the stand down there. And Greyhounds have not been the traditional team that we're used to.
Last week against Muncie South, they executed beautifully. Tonight, they have not been able to do anything. First and 10 for the Spartans from their own 42. A dive play to Mapes, the tailback. And Mapes gets a couple, maybe 3, out to the 45-yard line, where it'll be second and 7 for the Spartans. Buckler and Mapes line up in the eye behind quarterback Jason Morris. Ellis goes wide left. Now in motion comes Mapes. Morris back to pass, dumps one incomplete to Jeff Lure at about the midfield stripe. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 for the Spartans, who have not been able to take advantage of a poor punt and 2 interceptions so far in this first half of play.
Hasn't been a very good offensive drive for either team in the first half of play so far.
Greyhound defense has been holding their own against Connersville. The offense has been flat.
Surprisingly, defensively for Connersville, they've been holding their own too.
Makes again in motion. Morris back to pass under pressure, going to be brought down for a loss. Second sack of the night. And this one will go to big number 79, B.J. Hammer. Lost back to the 42-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. So it's 4th down, punting situation. Back to punt will be Bruce Ritter. Bobby Stevens, single setback, poor snap, and that one could have been blocked, but he got it off as it bounced back to him, and he's got a line drive off that Stevens took at the 35-yard line and returned it to his own 38 or 9-yard line.
Number 28, Ben Falk, just dunked there, and he said, punt. He could have easily blocked that.
I'm sure the coaches will talk to him about that, too. But he might have thought that he didn't have the angle and would have run into him. But if he'd have just stayed straight up, he would have blocked it easily. 8:53 left to be played in the half. No score. Greyhounds had the ball at their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Option down the left side. Pitch to Clemens, and he's tackled right there. Nothing going.
Tackled by Bruce Ritter. Bruce Ritter's having a pretty good game defensively tonight.
Adam Kelly, also the inside linebacker there for the Connersville Spartans. So that is a play for no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. Offensively, the Greyhounds can't get anything going. 4 wideouts, Lawhorn the only setback. Quick pass to Clark, complete at the 45-yard line. He tries to spin away from Lewis. He can't get away from him, but he does pick up another yard or two out to about the 47-yard line. So Clark, for the Greyhounds, has his first catch of the year. Good for 9 yards out to the 47, where it'll be 3rd and 1, a long one. Same formation, 2 wideouts either way. Lawhorn the only setback. This time a quick pass to the right side to Bobby Stevens, complete across midfield down to about the 45-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down. Quick look-in pass to Bobby Stevens is complete. Gain of, call it 7, down to the Connersville 46-yard line. So the Hounds have another 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 46. 7 minutes left. First half, no score in the ball game. That's right, no score. Same formation. This time a handoff to Lawhorn. Breaks the line of scrimmage. 35-30, 25-20, 15. He may go 10, 5, and he's in. Connersville just could not stop the big fullback once he got going. They had nobody who could bring him down, and he goes for a 46-yard touchdown run.
Big Jim Longhorn. Great run by Jim, the number 49, 6'2", 248 senior, just plowed his way into the end zone, and 6 points for the Greyhounds. And 6:54 left in the 2nd quarter. Big play for the Greyhounds.
Jeff Lewis at 5'6" and 133, and Mike Ellis at 5'9" and 144 tried to stop him, but there's no way you're going to stop the big 250-pound fullback. Mark Tappel in for the extra point. The hold is good. The kick is good, and the Greyhounds lead 7-0. So the Greyhounds go 62 yards in 4 plays, 46 of it on the run by Jim Lawhorn. And the Hounds will kick it off for the first time in the ball game, leading 7-0. Mark Tappel will kick off for the Greyhounds. Tappel awaiting Connersville's return to the field now as they have talked to Mike Spencer, their head man. Tappel on the year with that extra point is 20 of 23.
Jim Longhorn had another touchdown. It's his 13th touchdown of the year for 78 points this season, and leads the team in scoring.
And that's his longest. His previous long was a 30-yard pounding gallop. You can't say scamper by him. Tappel, a high end-over-end kick, going to come to the near side at the 5-yard line. To the 10, to the 15. Trying to get outside. 24 is Ritter. Ritter at 25 across the 30, out to about the 34-yard line. And there may have been a fumble there. No, I guess not. It was just a big hit by the Greyhounds. And it looks like making that big hit was Mike Wegner for the Hounds, as Ritter is still down on the sideline. Now he gets up. So Ritter returns from his own 10 to his own 34. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans at that point. And Ritter is a little slow getting off the field. He was really hit by Wegner on the sideline. Connersville will come to the line of scrimmage now. Ellis on the far side, and there was a fumble. The Greyhounds do have the football. I thought there was, but I didn't see a signal by the official. But apparently there was a fumble recovered by Carmel. So Carmel will take over on the Connersville 34-yard line, 1st and 10. A big break for the Hounds. 4 wideouts in the ball game again. That's the play they scored off of. Back to passes Walters downfield to Clark, overthrows him at the 5-yard line. He had Clark turning both ways, and he overthrew him at the 5. That type of a pass with Clark running and down and out should have been thrown over the left shoulder, and it was actually thrown over the right shoulder of Clark. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Connersville 34-yard line. Again, the 4 wideout set. Walters looks, fires it complete, in and out of the hands of Bobby Stevens, and almost picked off by Connersville's Jeremy Honecker.
Clay Walters having trouble with the secondary tonight. Passing deep and getting picked up twice so far, and almost getting picked off there.
Tell you what, they've had good coverage.
Surprisingly for Connersville, they have had a good defensive game so far. They've only allowed 7 points, and so far they have to be pretty happy with themselves.
Gabe Clemens will be the sole setback for the Greyhounds if they get this play off. Down to 3 seconds, 2, 1, they got it off. Walters back to pass. Gonna look, dumps one underneath to Clemens, complete at the 31, dips inside to the 30, to the 25, and down to about the 24, where he's gonna be, I believe, just shy of a 1st down, and it'll be a 4th down play for the Greyhounds. Little screen pass to Gabe Clemens on the left side. Gains 9 down. Call it to the 25-yard line officially, where it'll be 4th and under a yard for the Hounds. Under 6 minutes left. 7-0. Carmel on top of Connersville. Jim Lawhorn, the last man to come onto the field for the Hounds. Again, they've got 10 seconds left to get this play off. Full house backfield this time. Handoff goes to Lawhorn, and he dives for the 1st down inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Pickup of 6. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hounds at the 19 of the Spartans. course, at halftime, we'll have the parade of floats. We'll have the crowning of the 1995 Homecoming Queen. Greyhound Band will put on a little bit of a show. Always fun for homecoming. Full house again goes to Lawhorn, and he guides his way across the 15-yard line over to the left side and down to about the 14-yard line. Give him 5 more. So it'll be 2nd and 5. The Hounds in their power full house backfield. Moeller, Lawhorn, and Clemens from right to left. Everybody up tight for Connersville. It goes to Lawhorn, and Lawhorn is tripped up by Lurk, who's got him at around the 10 or 11-yard line. He falls forward inside the 10 to near a first down, and they're going to have to measure for this one. So it'll be a pickup of either 4 or 5. Greyhound Mothers Club has set up the Go Hounds CHS number 1 at 95, Go Big Blue seniors on the far side, all lighted up. Looks great for homecoming. Chain Gang is out measuring, and he is going to be just shy, about an inch or 2 shy. So it'll be a 4-yard pickup officially to the 10 for Lawhorn, setting up a 3rd and an inch. The ball actually sitting inside the 10-yard line, but shy of the 9. Spotted at the near hash as we look at it. The Greyhounds going to the north end zone, leading 7-0. 25-second clock yet to start as the Chain Gang resets on the far side. Now the referee blows the whistle, and both clocks go with 4.5 minutes left in the half. Full house. Goes to Lawhorn again over the left side. This time he breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and dives into the end zone for the score. Jim Lawhorn with his 2nd score. This one a 10-yard run. 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining to be played. And Lawhorn has his 14th touchdown of the year. He had 4 of them last week against Muncie South.
Lawhorn just bowled his way into the end zone again. Number 21, Jeff Lyric of Connersville could not stop him, and he just right in for the 6 points.
Lurk that time could not get down low enough to trip Lawhorn up. Wells will hold. Tapple will try the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it's perfect. 14-0. The Greyhounds on top with 4:15 remaining to be played in the first half of play. That drive started at the Connersville 34 after Bruce Ritter fumbled the kickoff return following the Greyhounds' opening score. And the Greyhounds used 7 plays to go 34 yards and to increase their lead now to 14-0. Tapple will again kick off. And we'll see who goes back. It'll be Ritter. Also back there, Ellis in the center. And Lurk on the far side. Tapple tees it off just to the right of the center hash mark at his own 40-yard line. All the Greyhounds on the sidelines with their helmets up in the air for the kickoff. Part of the tradition of Greyhound football. Tapple approaches, end over end, going for the sideline out of bounds. It'll come out to the 35-yard line. So Connersville will start from their own 35-yard line with 4:15 left in the half, and now trailing the Greyhounds 14-0. Remember, all the color and pageantry coming your way at halftime. Kevin will talk you through it along with either our PA announcer, Jim Garrettson, or not sure who will be making the announcement of all the floats. It has been Lee Lonzo in the past. First and 10 from the at their own 35-yard line. Spartans now down 14-0. That may change the game plan a little bit. Ellis and Lure come to the wide side of the field right. Ritter goes left. I formation behind the quarterback, Jason Morris. Morris fakes into the line, fires, complete to Ritter at the 40 and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, and the yellow flag flies for a late hit.
Number 43, Blaine Chastity with a late hit, and that hurts the Greyhounds somewhat because they don't want to give Connersville any free charity here and give them some extra yardage. And the Greyhounds so far are 14-0 with 4:08 to go. Hasn't been the traditional games that the Greyhounds could be having right now.
Well, this will take it into Greyhound territory and give Connersville a first down at the Carmel 42-yard line. 15-yard personal foul call against the Hounds. So Connersville quickly in the Greyhound territory thanks to a 15-yard personal foul, late hit. Lurk and Ellis come to the right. Everyone else in tight. I formation behind Morris. Hand off to the fullback. That's Buckler. Or is that Ritter? It's like Ritter, 24. No gain on the play for Ritter, so it'll be 2nd and 10. This time, 3 wideouts to the right side. Quick look in on the left side, a pass incomplete. What a hit put on there by the Greyhounds' Blaine Chastity as he timed it beautifully and cut down the intended receiver, Bruce Ritter.
Good defensive play by Blaine Chastity, trying to make up for that late hit he just had and give Connersville 5 yards, but that hit, excellent hit for Blaine Chastity.
He timed it perfectly. Greyhounds put their nickel package in. Four wide receivers now for Connersville. Only one setback. Greyhounds with the rush. Getting away from it is Morris. Fakes the toss. Dives inside the 40-yard line down to about the 37-yard line. Going to be way short of a first down as Morris was looking downfield but had nowhere to go. He did pick up 5 to the 37, so it'll be 4th and 5 for the Spartans. And Connersville, I thought was going to take a timeout with just under 3 minutes to play, but instead they're going to bring in the play from the sidelines. Morris. Go ahead, Kevin.
That was a good defensive stand for Greyhound. Eric Miller with the rush and almost had Jason Moore throw it away.
This time Morris back to pass, and he's brought down. Clayton is in there first, and we nailed him finally. Looks like number 28, Ben Folk. Folk and Clayton both were in there. All the way back to the 49-yard line, a loss of 12. And the Greyhounds take over as that was a 4th down play. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining to be played, Carmel takes over at their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. High formation behind Walters. Bobby Stevens left. Josh Trissler to the right. Walters inside handoff to Lawhorn. That goes nowhere. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. I didn't hear the whistle, and nobody else did either. Jim Lawhorn just bounced into the pile, stopped, and then just kept going as nobody put him down. And he goes across the 50 down to Connersville, 46-yard line. That could almost have broken for a touchdown. I thought he was stopped back at the line of scrimmage, but instead it goes for a gain of 5 yards.
Good heads-up play by Jim Lawhorn there. Didn't hear the whistle, just got up and Got the extra yardage.
Clemens and Lawhorn this time behind Walters, and they counter to the left side to Clemens. He stumbles to the line of scrimmage, gets across the line of scrimmage, though. Splits two tacklers inside the 40, down to the 35, and all the way down to the 34-yard line before he's brought down. Gabe Clemens with a nice run. 12-yard pickup down to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hounds. On the move with a minute 22 left in the half, leading 14-0. Clemens comes out. Lawhorn will be the single setback with 4 wide receivers in the ball game. Walters back to pass, looking, timing, this time to Clark. Safe pass, and it's caught. And he falls down shy of a touchdown at the 1-yard line. Ben Clark had 6 points, but he could not keep his balance after he caught it, and he went down at the 1-yard line.
That's a pass by Clay Walters, nice reception, and almost a touchdown, just short. And 1:01 left in the half. Greyhounds up 14-0. An extra score would not hurt here.
Full house backfield behind Walters. Connersville, man shy on defense. Now he gets in there. The handoff goes to Lawhorn. He dives, and did he get in? Nope, they're going to say he was shy, so no gain for Lawhorn. 2nd and about an inch or 2. And the Greyhounds want timeout with 41 seconds left in the half. Their first timeout. See the cars getting ready with the princesses, cheerleaders, Queen candidates, last year's Queen. They are all getting ready at the right end of the football field, the south end, while the Greyhound Band prepares for its halftime show down at the north end. This will be the first time the Greyhound Band is in full uniform, and I think the first time we're going to see their show as their competition begins this weekend, according to what they said at the pep session earlier today. We'd like to wish the Greyhound girls golf team the best tomorrow in the state competition. They've surprised a lot of people in the tournament by winning the sectional and the regional and qualifying for the state. Not so much that they qualified for the state, but by winning both the sectional and the regional, they beat some teams that had beaten them during their regular competition. And we wish them the best tomorrow in the state. Hand off to Lawhorn. This time he's in. And the Greyhounds have 6 more points. No doubt about that one. 1-yard touchdown run, the 3rd of the night for Jim Lawhorn. He now has 15 on the year. For an even 90 points. 38 seconds left in the half. Mark Tappel will be in the kick for the Greyhounds. He's been perfect on the first 2 attempts. Wells down on one knee to hold. Connersville trying to pinch up the middle. And somebody moves. Looked like the right guard moved for the Greyhounds, Ed Jorzak. It cost him 5, and that'll put Tappel back at about the 15-yard line instead of the 10-yard line. Dave Bartos will be our halftime host of the procedures here. We'll try to bring you as much of the color and pageantry that we can for you. And, of course, the all-important announcements about who won the float competition and the Queen competition. So Tappel will tee it up again. This time 5 yards farther back. Snap is good. Kick plenty long and right through the center. So it's 21-0. The Greyhounds on top of the Spartans with 38 seconds left to be played in the first half of play. And Tappel will kick off again for the Hounds. Last time he put it out of bounds. So he'll try to keep it inbounds this time. Greyhound fans in front of us with the Greyhound fight song. Great home crowd here for Homecoming 1995. A lot of it spilling over to the visiting side if they wanted somewhere to sit. Bad to the bone. A lot of boneheads out here tonight for the Greyhounds on Homecoming 1995. Carmel Mothers Club, Mothers Football Club, doing a great job in decorating the stadium and putting on a show here tonight for Homecoming. Tapple approaches. High end-over-end kick. Going to come to Ritter at about the 11-yard line. Gets outside, comes inside, gets across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. We got flags all over the place. And it's going to be against Connersville. An illegal block on the return is signaled. So that'll set it back from the end of the play. From the 24 back to the 12-yard line. So an illegal block is the call. 12-yard penalty. Connersville takes over. 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Morris looks over the Greyhound defense. Hands off to Mapes. Mapes with a good run across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. Very close to a first down. Check that. That was not Mapes. That was number 44, Lance Kendall. First time he's been in the ball game tonight for Connersville. And he goes from the 12 out to near a first down at the 23. So close that they do give him the first down. And Connersville calls timeout. And I take that back. They did not call timeout. They're going to let the half run out. So give him 12 yards on the pickup up to the 24-yard line. And the halftime score is Carmel 21 and Connersville nothing. And we'll be back with a quick recap of this first half of play, the halftime pageantry of Homecoming 1995, and all kinds of information for you. But first, we'll take a 2-minute WHJE booster timeout. 2 minutes on the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: the Kevin and Melanie Tolliver family, Mike, Vicki, Matt, and Allison Tribal, John and Jody Zucker, Dick and Linda Vance and daughters, Paul and Karen Vaughn, Mark, Janet, Brian, Lisa, and Jimmy Wade, Glenn, Rose, Scott, and Kurt Wallach, Denny and Cheryl Walters, Linda and Dave Warder, Helen J. Ward, grandmother of Mandy Miller, Nicholas Watson, Robert Watt, Gary, Kathy, Brian, and Kevin Webb, Bill, Carol, Mark, and Matthew Edgehorst, C. Dennis Wegner, the Whaling family, Chuck, Jane, Libby, and Tori Weinkoff. If you'd like to be a Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
Back here live at Carmel High School Stadium, where your Carmel Greyhounds lead 21-0. For the Greyhounds, the leaders for the Greyhounds have been in rushing Gabe Clemens with 29 yards and 7 carries. Clay Walters with 3 yards and 2 carries. Big Jim Longhorn with 80 yards and 8 carries with 3 touchdowns. And number 39, Ben Clark with a carry for 5 yards. And receiving for the Greyhounds, number 86, Josh Trisler with 15 yards and 1 reception. Aaron Peeney with 9 yards and 1 reception. Bobby Stevens with 7 yards and 1 reception. Ben Clark also with 1 reception for 5 yards. And Gabe Clemens with 9 yards and 1 reception. for Connersville, number 34, Chris Buckley with 1 carry for 4 yards. Number 33, Greg Maples with 3 carries for 8 yards. And number 24, Bruce Ritter, 3 carries for 11 yards. And reception for the Connersville Spartans, number 35, Mike Ellis with 1 reception for 6 yards. And number 21, Jeff Lyric with 1 reception for 8 yards.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And let's go to the field.
Emily Kane and Chrissy Farrell. Please welcome the Carmel High School Marching Greyhounds.
Marching Greyhounds in their halftime show. Marching Greyhounds setting up below us.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 19...
.3 WHJE. It seems that we are experiencing a little technical difficulty on hearing the football game tonight, so we're going to try to get back as soon as we can.
And we are back here at the Greyhound Football Stadium. Homecoming 1995.
Returning for the first time as alums. It's been a great day of homecoming activities. been a track race, the 4th annual Great Dilly Bar Dash, won by our seniors, a pep session, our first ever all-school box lunch, a parade, and of course, the great band booster tailgate party. Special thanks and congratulations goes out to our student body president, Nick Shortle, and Speaker of the House, David Clayton, and all the Senate members for their hard work and dedication in preparing and carrying out this year's homecoming activities. At this time, we'd like to call your attention to the floats, which are passing in front of the home stands. These floats are credit to our class sponsors and the students who put many hours into their planning and construction. Planning for this year's homecoming started with summer meetings for class officers and senators, and as you can see tonight, the fruits of their labor came out very nicely. The first float, sponsored by the freshman class of 1999, the first freshman class in a good number of years at Carmel High School. The freshman theme, Pop the Top Off the Spartans. The freshman float. Our second float, class of 1998, our sophomores. Their theme, Blast the Spartans. Our third float, sponsored by the junior class, the class of 1997. Their theme, Whip the Spartans.
Coming up next for the float competition is the junior float. With
And finally, our senior class float, the class of 1996. Their theme, Heated Up Hound.
the senior float, which was heavily favored to win here tonight, although the junior float is very, very well done. And here comes the senior.
Our floats were judged secretly by 5 members of the Carmel High School staff during the day. And I'd like to announce results this time. In 4th place, the class of 1998. In 3rd place, the class of 1999. In 2nd place, the class of 1996. And our champions, the juniors, the class of 1997. Congratulations, juniors.
So the juniors pulled the victory in the float competition here tonight. They had a very excellent float with a doghouse.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our cheerleaders as they arrive on the track. Our freshman cheerleaders, Allie DePaulo, Aaron Ford, Kelly Henshaw, Allison Stack, Jenny Freeman, Shaughnessy Graverson, Kristen Sharp, and Nicole Wormer. Our next 2 cars will be our reserve cheerleaders. Their members include Kristen Carice, Stephanie March, Jill Moon, Kylie Monahan, Megan Miniman, Krista Peterson, and Lisa Wade. Completing our cheerleader squad will be our varsity, Leslie Denhart, Ashley Erickson, Aaron Graham, Johanna Guyton, Laura Jordan, Shauna Riley, Katie Soblaski, and Laura Sabrigia. For many years, the Carmel High School homecoming court has
has been composed of two ladies representing the freshman, sophomore, and junior classes. We also have 5 seniors, one of whom will be the 1995 homecoming queen. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce 1995 court. First, representing the freshman class of 1999, Erin Ford, and her escort, Ben McCormick. Emily Holcomb, her escort, Brian Wells. Emily and Brian. Dr. Duke, take them right out on the marble. Erin Ford and Ben McCormick. Erin being driven by her father, Chuck Ford, faculty member at Carmel High School. In our next car, representing the sophomore class of 1998, Sarah Gangstad, her escort, Matt Conrad. Driven by grandfather Eric Clark. Next up for the sophomore class, Cassandra Fry, her escort, Justin Lambert. Representing our juniors, Lindsay Power, and her escort, Andy Morris. Our next junior court member, Jennifer Nimtash, and her escort, Jason Carlberg. Our queen candidates, one of whom will soon be crowned queen of the 1995 homecoming activities. Our first candidate, Megan Berry. Her escort, Judd Feldman. Well, they've reversed them on me here tonight. Cecily Van Dyke and her escort, Mike Wozniak. ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to turn over the microphone to Dr. Bill Duke, Principal, Carmel High School, for the announcement of our 1995 Homecoming Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, our homecoming queen for 1995, Miss Nancy Clutter. And the announcement of the 1995 homecoming queen, Nancy Clutter. So that is our homecoming festivity for this 1995 year. We congratulate our queen down on the field. And our halftime is just about over. But let's take a 2-minute WHJE booster timeout. You're listening to the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following WHJE boosters: Joe, Liz, and John Pirtle, Rod and Debbie Peterson and family, Dick and Miriam Pettit, Sharon, Ron, Cammie, and Courtney Fenning, Diane, Katie, Jamie, and Brian Phillips, Jim and Carol Phillips, Becky and Ray Pickett, Larry, Susie, Scott, and Ryan Pike, Tom and Nancy Pilcher, John and Una Pittman, Dave, Ben, Jody, and Maggie Flatt, John, Susie, Jay, and Shannon Plate, Alan and Sue Potasnik, Phil, Diana, and Steve Power, Terry and Donna Prather, Bill and Mary Proudfoot, Terry Purcell family, Larry, Marianne, Christy, Debbie, and Larry Putz, Michael Quantra family, Ted and Sharon Quick. If you would like to be a WHJE and Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032.
Back live here at Carmel High School Stadium, where your Carmel Greyhounds lead 21-0. And first half for the Greyhounds was a little shaky in the first quarter, but in the second quarter they scored all 21 points and held the Spartans to a no score. And more important for the Greyhounds, they come into the second half with a big lead, and if they can hold it, the Greyhounds will prevail tonight. For the Greyhounds, the key for the Greyhounds in the second half is going to have to be controlling their passing game. So far in the first quarter tonight, Clay Walters threw an interception, and in the second quarter he threw another interception, which really hurt the Greyhounds at the time. But luckily they held the Spartans defensively all first half, and second half for the Greyhounds is going to have to be pretty much the same. Contain the Spartans. Spartans have a pretty good passing game, not a very good running game, but for the Greyhounds, they're going to have to take offensively. Going to have to take it to the air again, and when they get close enough, give it to Big Jim Longhorn and let him go in for the score. Jim Longhorn has 3 touchdowns for all 3 touchdowns for the Greyhounds for the 21 points, and in the second half, Big Jim's going to have another excellent second half and put the Spartans away early in the second half.
And Gia Bonaventura, Greg Bonnell family, Long Electric, Jim Borgioli and Pam Borgioli, Thomas and Aine Borman, Jacqueline Brainman, Richard and Ann Braley, David, Vicky, Sean, Jeremy, and Courtney Bricker, Steckley's Catering, Tom, Tina, and Michael Britton. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check or money order to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032.
We're back at the Greyhound football field, 21-0 our halftime score. The halftime is over. Mark Chappell will kick off. 3 men deep for Connersville. Chappell approaches a high end-over-end kick all the way back to the 5-yard line. That's Ritter. to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, bumps heads with a couple of Greyhounds, gets out across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Ritter slow and getting up. Took a pretty good hit. Looked like, wasn't sure who hit him there, actually.
A couple of hounds hit him pretty hard right at the 27-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Morris will be at quarterback. Jason Morris, he should have Chris Buckler and Greg Mapes behind him in the I formation. Ellis and Lewick come to the right side, split wide. Draw play up the middle to Mapes, and he gets maybe a yard or two, depending on where they spot it. They put it out at the 28, so give him one. It'll be 2nd and 9. Just into the 3rd period of play. Connersville trails the Greyhounds 21-0. Morris back to pass. Hammer putting pressure on him. Morris running. Gets across the line of scrimmage, keeps going, and then is knocked out of bounds up near the 40-yard line.
DJ Hammer with great pressure there, forcing Jason Morrison to scramble and rush the ball, and big play. DJ just having a pretty good game defensively tonight.
Well, they apparently had him step out at the 36-yard line, so a gain of 8 to that point. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Spartans, and they're going to measure it. Or do we have an equipment timeout? Got an equipment problem of some sort, or possibly a blood problem of some sort there with Mike Ellis, the flanker back, as he's being taken to the sideline. And they're going to work on him over there on the far sideline. 3rd and 1 for the Spartans. Quarterback keeper by Morris, and he may not have gotten it. Somebody put a big, big surge on for the Greyhounds. And it looked like it was Bill Meyer from his linebacker spot. But Morris may not have picked up the first down. It all depends what the spot is. And it looks like it's going to be shy. I think he's going to be shy by about the half of a football. And that's what it's going to be. 4th and about football length. Punt team comes in for the Spartans. Should be Bruce Ritter back to punt. Bobby Stevens will go deep. They'll bring the ball in to set at the hash mark. Fourth and about the length of the football for a 1st down. Spartans apparently going to punt it away. Ritter in deep punt formation. Check that. That's somebody else standing back there.
Looks like number 40.
44.
44.
Stevens takes it at any rate at his own 36-yard line. Circles wide, picks up a couple of blocks. 40, 45, and up to the 50-yard line. Bobby Stevens returns 14 yards from his 36 up to the midfield stripe where Carmel will have it 1st and 10.
Nice return by Bobby Stevens there. Number 44, Lance Kendall for Connersville with the kick. And last on a kickoff of the beginning of the second half, number 21, or their kicker,
24, Bruce Ritter.
Yeah, he took a pretty good hit, and he walked off the field, and that's why they put Lance Kendall in.
Back to pass is Walters looking downfield, has an open man. Gabe Clemens off his fingertips at about the Spartan 23-yard line. Walters put just a little bit too much on that football, and Clemens couldn't hold on to it, although he made a fine effort. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the midfield stripe. The passing game for the Greyhounds just has not been able to click effectively here tonight.
Clay Walters getting picked up twice in the first half. Not very good for Clay.
4 wide receivers, 1 setback. That's Lawhorn. Walters fakes to him, going to throw deep again, this time to Tressler, and it's over his head at the 10-yard line.
Like I said earlier, Tressler's got great speed, but that ball was there, just overthrown by a lot.
Yeah, Clay never gave Josh any time to run underneath that one. Coach Jim Belton talking to his wide receiver corps now on 3rd and 10. Tressler, Peening, and Clark come into the ball game. Tressler and Stevens and Clark go wide to the right side, the open side of the field. Peening on the left. Back to pass is Walters. He trips. He trips back at his own 38-yard line, so it'll go down as a sack, even though he really wasn't touched, but he was under pressure by Todd Sink of the Spartans. So Clay Walters is not having one of his better nights tonight as he loses 12 yards there back to his 38, and it'll be a punting situation. Tim Seifert will be in. He wants to do better than the 22-yard effort in the first half. Good snap, high driving kick, bounces inside the 30, takes a Greyhound bounce, and will be down at about the 22 or 23-yard line. Call it the 22, where the Spartans will take over with 9.5 minutes remaining to be played in the 3rd period of play, 1st and 10. So that would be a 40-yard kick with no return. Spartans start at their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10. Jeff Lewick will be at one of the wideouts. Mike Ellis the other. They both come to the right side. High formation behind Jason Morris. Hand off to the fullback, Buckler. He tries the middle of the line and gets maybe a yard. Nothing going there as the inside of the Greyhound line was ready for that quick opener. Gain of 1 out to the 23-yard line, 2nd and 9. Wide receivers either way. Ellis right, Lewick left. Morris drops back to pass, looks over the middle, has the receiver, is incomplete. Off the shoulder pads of Mike Ellis and almost into the hands of a waiting Greyhound, Blaine Chassis. One thing about Morris, Kevin, that I've noticed, he's got one receiver in mind, and that's it. That's all he does is throw to that one receiver.
Well, Morris is a pretty good quarterback, but if he throws to one receiver, we're just going to guard him, and therefore he's not going to feel reliable with another receiver, and he's going to run the ball.
Draw play this time to Mapes, the tailback. And he gets out to about the 28-yard line. Check that that's Kendall, the runner, on the ball that time. Kendall gets out to the 28-yard line, a gain of 5, but it'll be 4th and 4. So the Spartans again will be in to punt, and this will be Kendall again punting. Bobby Stevens, single setback at his own 42-yard line. Kendall, a sidewinding kick away from Stevens, bounds at the 40, takes a Connersville bounce and goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, no return. So the Greyhounds will have it 1st and 10, 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to be played in the 3rd period. 21-0, Carmel on top. They'll start from officially their own 35-yard line. 37-yard punt by Kendall with no return. Everybody kicking away from Bobby Stevens, both on kickoffs and punts. Clay Walters will start again with an I formation behind him this time. It goes to Gabe Clemens. Clemens finds a little bit of a slot, keeps going, and gets the first down across the 45-yard line to a 46-yard line. A great run by Gabe Clemens.
Great run by Gabe Clemens, and brought down by number 34, Chris Buckler. Gabe Clemens starting to fire things up here in the second half of the Greyhounds.
Haven't really heard too much from Clemens in the ball game so far tonight. Jim Lawhorn has been the big rusher for the Greyhounds with 80 yards and 8 carries and 3 touchdowns. High formation. Goes Clemens again, straight up the middle, skips over the line of scrimmage, keeps the legs going, and falls across midfield into Connersville territory at the 49-yard line. Clemens has a great ability to keep his legs moving, and it got him some extra yards there. He got 4 yards out of nothing, really. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Hounds, just into Spartan territory, leading 21-0. Two wide outs left. Counterplay to Shannon Polk, who's in the ball game, and Polk finds a little bit of a slot over the right side this time, dives across the 45-yard line, and then is finally tripped up at about the 42-yard line. So Shannon Polk gets his first carry of the evening for 7 yards down to the 42-yard line, and another Greyhound first down. First and 10 Hounds from the Connersville 42-yard line. 6.5 minutes left, third period, 21-0, Carmel on top. Scoring all 21 points in the second period. Pitch to Polk, trying to sweep left side, cuts inside 35, down to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Shannon Polk for the second consecutive time, this time for 12 yards down to the 30-yard line. Polk for the Greyhounds, the backup tailback. He's a sophomore. Going to be a good one for the Hounds.
Surprisingly, Mr. Coach Belden going with Shannon Polk, the sophomore, early or in the second half instead of using Longhorn and trying to get some more points on the board.
Longhorn's in there. He's blocking and leading the way for Polk. High formation. It goes to Polk again on the counter, shakes off one tackler, goes inside the 25, down to about the 21 or 22-yard line. Shannon Polk, his third consecutive run down to the 22, a gain of 8. And it'll be 2nd and 2. So Polk has come in, and now he comes out of the lineup. And we'll have 4 wide receivers in as Trissler and Stevens come in. Lawhorn will be the single setback behind Walters. Peening the tight end on the left side. Strong side left for the Hounds with Stevens flanked that way. Hand off to Gabe Clemens, who came back into the ball game, and Clemens straight up the middle, dives inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. And he's good enough for a first down. So 3 yards down to the 19. It's 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. They started this drive at their own 35-yard line. This is the 7th play coming up of the drive. They're at the Connersville 19. 5 minutes left, third period, 21-0 Carmel. Clemens in the offset eye to the right. Pitch left to Clemens. Gets away from one man and then is brought down, maybe a yard gain. Nice tackle there by Todd Sink, a 5'11", 162-pound senior defensive end. Give Clemens 1 down to the 18. 2nd and 9 for the Hounds. Trissler comes left. Stevens splits right. And we've got an equipment problem again for somebody on the Spartan team in the secondary. So we have a momentary timeout, an official's timeout. 21-0 is the score. Carmel on top. All 21 points coming in the second period after a scoreless first period of play. All right, Jeff Lewick now has his equipment problem set. And the Greyhounds come to the line of scrimmage. And now both wide receivers come to the close side of the field, down in front of us. Peening now switches to the wide side, and Stevens goes in motion to the right. Fake a handoff to Clemens, looking downfield. Pass complete to Aaron Peening, inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. That time, Clay Walters right on the mark to his big tight end. For a gain of 5 down to the 13. 3rd and 4 for the Hounds. And Bobby Stevens, a little bit racked up for some reason coming off the field. He wasn't in on that play, but something happened to him. He's all right standing on the sideline, but I'm not sure why he came out. Now we're in the full house backfield. Head off the Lawhorn, shakes a couple of tackles, gets the first down inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line before he's brought down. First and goal at the 7-yard line. Greyhounds threatening to put their 4th score of the night on the board. Moeller, Lawhorn, and Clemens in the backfield. Behind Walters, it goes to Lawhorn, and this time he's tripped up trying to go over the right side. Got maybe a yard down to the 6. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Everybody is playing Jim Lawhorn to get the football, obviously. Let's see if he does from the 6-yard line. He's got all 3 scores so far. Oh, Walters fumbles the snap from center Mike Britton. And Connersville has recovered.
Big break for Connersville there. Big stop for them. Stop the Greyhounds just short of the end zone, and now they got the football and see if they can move it down the field into their score.
So it's at the 6-yard line. 2:46 remaining to be played in the 3rd period. The Greyhounds blow an opportunity there. 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. For some reason, that was not a clean snap and exchange between quarterback and center, Mike Britton and Clay Walters. Morris hands off to Mapes, and he goes nowhere. Trying a quick opener on the left side, and he went absolutely nowhere. Second and 10 from the 6-yard line. Greyhounds still have their number 1 defense in there. Robinson, Miller, Wright, and Hammer across the front, along with Ben Folk. Hand off this time to the first man through on the right side. And I think that was Mapes again, but I'll have to wait and see until they unpile. It was. And again, he goes absolutely nowhere. Greyhounds have shut down Mapes all night. Mapes coming in had 538 yards. Second week in a row, the Greyhounds have shut down an outstanding tailback. Morris going to drop back to pass in his end zone. Hit just as he released the football. Getting in there for the Greyhounds.
Eric Hedegaard, number 33.
Pass is incomplete.
Good play by Eric Hedegaard there. Heads-up play by Jason Morrison, though, throwing the ball and avoiding the 2-point safety.
Now let's Let's see if it's Kendall in there. It is. He's deep in his own end zone. He can't even drop back as far as he normally does. He's about 1 yard inside the back end line. The snap is good. The Greyhounds want to return. Bobby Stevens grabs it at the 31-yard line. Circles left, back to the 35. Has some running of 30, 25, 20. Shoots outside and down to the 15-yard line.
Brought down by Connersville number 44, Lance Kendall. Great return by Bobby. Not a good kick by Connersville, but they'll take it.
Only about a 25-yard punt. So the Greyhounds have it with 46 seconds remaining to be played. And they're at the Connersville 15-yard line. They fumbled at the Spartan 6-yard line just moments ago. Full house backfield. Behind quarterback Clay Walters, still barking the signals. Fakes the handoff to Lawhorn, keeps it inside the 10 to the 5, still going and out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Clay Walters that time on the belly option play around the left side, and we've got a flag holding against the Greyhounds at about the 9-yard line. They spotted the ball at about the 4. So it would have been an 11-yard pickup and a first down, but it's nullified by a holding penalty. And that'll bring it back from the point of the infraction at the 9-yard line to the 19-yard line. We'll repeat the down, and it'll be first and about 13 or 14 for the Greyhounds. And again, we have a player slow to get up for the Spartans. That's Jeremy Honecker, the safety. He walks off the field under his own power. Four wide receivers in the Greyhound offensive lineup. Quick snap toss to Bobby Stevens is short. Walters let it fly, but it was short all the way.
Walters Stevens combination, and that hasn't been a very good previous 5 games. The Bobby Stevens, Clay Walters has just exploded, but tonight Clay can't get it to Bobby.
Now let's see. Stevens and Trissler go to the right side. Clark and Wells left. Quick snap toss to Stevens. He eludes 2 tacklers at about the 8-yard line. Down to the 5. Touchdown Greyhound. Same play, but this time the pass was there, and Bobby got between 2 Connersville defenders, splitting the seam and going 19 yards for the touchdown. For Bobby on the year, he really wanted that touchdown. And on the year, Bobby Stevens now with 7 touchdowns. Mark Chappell will kick, and we've got penalty flags flying. Connersville offside. So we'll see what the Greyhounds will do here. They'll probably take it. It'll put the ball at the 1.5-yard line. Mark Chappell will come in about a yard more. Snap a little bit high, but Wells holds it, and Chappell puts it through the uprights, and it's 28-0. So the Greyhounds now with a comfortable lead here with 10 seconds left in the 3rd period of play. Up 28-0 over the Connersville Spartans.
that it should have been a bigger scoring game. The Greyhounds were expecting a bigger scoring game, but 28-0. Greyhounds should be proud of that so far. And with 10.2 in the third quarter, it's all been Greyhounds.
Mark Tapple will kick it off. This time he comes to the left side of the 40-yard hash mark. Ellis, Kendall, and Lewick are back deep for the Spartans. Greyhounds in a little bit different formation. Mark has not been able to boom one to the end zone tonight. Again, a high floating end over end kick, taken at the 15, fumbled at the 15, picked up by Lewick up to the 20, 25, and brought down from behind at about the 25 or 26-yard line. So a return from the 10 to the 27. And Connersville will have it. 1st and 10. And that is the end of the third period of play. So we'll take 60 seconds for this WHJ booster timeout. You're listening to the voice of the Greyhound.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: Bruce J. Hopkins, M.D., Steve and Robin Hoagland, Jim and Sally Hubbard, Tim and Linda Carlson, Rosie and Don Siegel, Carmel Bookkeeping and Tax Service, Carmel Ice Stadium, Tom, Barbara, Todd, Tyler, and Travis Cartmel, Steve and Susie Cash, John and Beatrice Cassis, J.H. and Kyung H. Choi, Eric and Betty Clark, Michael Clater and Deborah Winchester, Dr. and Mrs. Robert E. Clutter, Donald, Diana, Kim, and Kevin Cochran, Stephen and Nancy Collison. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032. And your name will be added to the list.
28-0 is our score for the Greyhound football field as we begin the fourth and final period of play. The Hounds on top. It's been all Carmel since the second period. First period was a scoreless tie. Greyhounds got 21 on the board before half and have added 7 more in the third period to take a 28-0 lead. Jason Morris has the team up to the line of scrimmage. I formation behind him. 3 wide outs, 2 to the right, 1 left, and Morris back to pass. And he is brought down by none other than
Big B.J. Hammer, number 79 for Greyhounds.
B.J. Hammer was coming all the way. Came from the right side. And Morris never had a chance. All the way back to the 17-yard line, a loss of 10. 2nd and 20 for the Spartans. Same alignment, 2 wide outs right. Morris, this time a quick drop. Pass complete to Ellis at about the 20, out to about the 21 or 22-yard line before he's brought down there by David Clyden. Also Eric Hedegaard over there. They spotted officially at the 22, a gain of 5. 3rd and 15 for the Spartans. Lewick and Jones come left. Ellis goes right. Jones in the slot. Morris back to pass. Heavy pressure, sacked all the way back at about the 13-yard line. He never had a chance to even look at a receiver. B.J. Hammer was in there along with several other Greyhounds again. Back to the 14-yard line, a loss of 8. 4th down punt coming here. And is that Kendall or is that Bruce Ritter?
I believe it's Bruce Ritter.
And it is Ritter this time. To Polk at the 43, and he's brought down right there by Kendall. Shannon Polk hit hard, but he holds on to the football.
That was a big hit by Kendall there, and she pushed Polk back.
There is a flag. And let's see, it's way back at about the 18-yard line. And they're talking to one of the Greyhound captains down there, Matt Robinson. And I think they're going to mark it off against the Spartans and make him punt it again. Illegal procedure is the call. So hold everything. That punt was almost blocked also. So the line of scrimmage will go back to the 9-yard line. Ritter this time standing in his own end zone. Polk at about his own, or at the Connersville 38. Ritter kicks it away from him. Polk picks it up at the 44-yard line. Jukes one man to the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So return from the 44 to the 19 by Shannon Polk. So the strategy worked for the Greyhounds. Instead of having it out at the 42-yard line, they have it at the 19-yard line.
The sophomore tailback, backup tailback, getting some play with the return there, and made a great play. Picked up a few good yards there.
Walters still in there at quarterback. Lawhorn and Polk in the eye behind him. Clay fakes to Polk, rolls right, looking, has Peening inside the 10 to the 5, pulls over one, down to about the 3-yard line. Aaron Peening just knocked Jeff Lewis flying, and he got down to about the 3-yard line. Of course, Peening, no small man himself. Going from the 19 to the 3, a pickup of 16. First and goal from that spot. Polk comes out, Peening comes out. And we've got Judd Meyer in there, along with Jim Meyer, Jim Lawhorn, and Moeller. Hand off to Meyer. And he gets to maybe the line of scrimmage. That's it. Judd Meyer, a 6-foot, 217-pound fullback for the Greyhounds. So we've got Justin Moeller, Jim Lawhorn in the middle, Judd Meyer on the left. And it goes to Lawhorn this time, and he smells the end zone. Did he get there, or is he just shy? He's going to be inches shy. Pick up inside the 1 to about the 6-inch line. Third and goal from that spot. And again, it's the full house behind Walters. Ooh, the Greyhounds move. They had the score as Jim Lawhorn went in, but somebody on the right side moved. So the illegal procedure call will cost them 5 back to the 6-yard line. It'll be third and goal from there. Couldn't quite tell who it was, but I know it was on the right side of the Greyhound line. 8 minutes left in the ball game. 28-0, Carmel on top. Still the full house behind Walters. Fakes to Lawhorn, options the right side, cuts inside, dives for the end zone. Did he make it? Yes! Touchdown, Clay Walters. A 6-yard touchdown on the option by Clay Walters. The 7:51 puts the Greyhounds out ahead 34-0. Mark Chappell will try to make it 35. And we we've got an injured Spartan down on the football field. I can't see who it is. He's blocked by the Greyhound huddle. They are attending to him. So Clay Walters on the belly option to the right side, faked it to Lawhorn, kept it, and then dove inside and used that big 6'4" frame of his to make it to the end zone. Still working on the Spartans. Back at about the 9-yard line. It's been all Greyhounds since the end of the first period of play. Greyhounds starting very sluggishly against the Spartans here tonight, having 2 pass interceptions and a very, very short punt early in the first period of play that gave the Spartans opportunities, but the Greyhound defense was up to the challenge and didn't allow them to take advantage of those breaks. And finally, the offense started clicking. I think the play that woke them up was the 46-yard touchdown run by Jim Lawhorn. Wouldn't you agree, Kevin?
Yeah, that has to be the key to the game right now, is that 46-yard touchdown run by big Jim Lawhorn.
It seemed to wake the Greyhounds up, because up to that point, their offense was just sort of going in slow motion. The injured Spartan down there was Chris Buckler, who is a defensive tackle and the fullback for the Spartans. He's up and sort of limping off the field with the trainer on the far sideline. But it's good to see him up and walking at least. He was down for a long time. So Tapple will try to make it 35-0. Kick is up, and it is good. And Mark Tapple is 5 for 5, and it's 35-0. The Greyhounds on top. 7 minutes, 51 seconds left to be played in the ball game. Connersville will get the ball again as Tapple. Nope, Kyle Alonso is going to kick off this time. Still spotted at the 40-yard line. Kyle has kicked off once this year for 56 yards. Which means he has a good leg, soccer-style kicker. Of course, the son of the athletic director at Carmel High School, Mr. Lee Lonzo. A lot of number 2 people down here on this kickoff team for the Greyhounds now.
With 7:51 in the fourth quarter, it's been all Greyhounds, 35-0, and time for Coach Belden to put in his secondary, try to get them some playing time.
Lonzo hits the kick to the 9-yard line, up to the 15, straight up the middle, 20, 25, 27-yard line, and that's where Connersville will take over. 1st and 10 on the return from the 11 to the 26 or 7-yard line by Ellis. Mark it at the 27. So Connersville starts at their own 27-yard line. 1st and 10, and we're going to have a timeout called by Connersville. So we'll take 60 seconds with this WHJ booster timeout. You're listening to the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following Greyhound boosters: the Buzz Wisiger family, Beth, Pat, Aaron, and Ashley Welch, Mike, Sue, Jeff, Brian, and Leslie Wells, the Lindholm family, Ray and Linda Weslowski, TJ and Sherry White, Jerry and Katie Whitlock, Tom and Mary Whitmore, Bill, Linda, Ben, and Nathan Wilhelm, Dr. and Mrs. David C. Williams, Fran Williamson, Tony Willis, Chris and Frank Wilson, Steve and Sharon Wilson, Ray and Randy Wilson and family, Mark and Nancy Winsky, John and Nancy Wolf, Val and Hugh Wolf, Bruce and Jackie Wolf and family, Larry and Carolyn Woodling, Dave, Sue, Matt, Jay, and Laura Woods, Sam and Sharon Yao, Ying and Susan Yee, the Yallies family, Wayne and Ginny Ziegler. If you'd like to be a Greyhound booster, send your check to 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032, and your name will be added to this list.
Jason Morris back to pass on the first play, complete for a first down along the right sideline, right in front of the Connersville bench. And his pass is complete to Ellis. Good for the first down, out to the 37-yard line, a 10-yard pickup for the first down. First and 10 for the Spartans. Morris back to pass, three-step drop. Complete again to Ellis, and this time he's covered just as he makes the catch.
Big hit by number 11 sophomore Steve Green.
2-yard pickup on the play out to the 39. Second and 8 for the Spartans. And we've got another timeout being whistled. This time one of the Greyhounds has an equipment problem. Now we've got an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Greyhounds. Let's see. The referee.
Is it on Bill Brown?
It looked to be, as he came out of the ball game. I don't think that was an unsportsmanlike conduct call. Yes, it was. He must have said something out on the football field, and he's out of the ball game too.
And looks like number 92, John Mitchell's in the game for the Greyhounds.
So that brings it down to the Carmel 46-yard line. First and 10 for the Spartans. Morris back to pass, rolling to his right, fires, it's incomplete. Almost picked off by Kyle Lonzo over there. No, I checked that. That's number 94, not 34. That's Justin Weintraub. And then he almost tipped it into a waiting Spartan hand there of Mike Ellis. Six and a half minutes left to be played. Three-man front put up by the Greyhounds. Big rush. Morris intercepted at the 42-yard line.
Justin Weintraub, number 94.
He dropped off and was in perfect position. And Weintraub returned it for about 2 or 3 yards.
Good play by Justin Weintraub. The junior defensive back, talking to him earlier in the week, he was afraid he wasn't going to get any playing time this week. Actually, he did get some playing time and made a big play with the interception.
So it'll be first and 10 for the Hounds, and now they have the number 2 offense in there. Travis Meek at quarterback. We'll pick up the rest of it for you in just a second. Hand off to the first man through. That's Judd Meyer. Meyer carries out to about the 48-yard line, a pickup of 2. Just an outstanding night for high school football tonight. Game time temperature right around 70 degrees, still holding somewhere around there, maybe in the mid-60s. But still a beautiful, beautiful night for football, and the Greyhounds leading it 35-0. Offset eye this time for the Hounds. Meek pitches back to Polk. He fumbles, covers it up at about the 49-yard line, but we also have a penalty. Polk, the ball carrier, fumbled. And holding is going to be called against the Greyhounds. That'll set him back from about the 47 to the 37-yard line. And we'll replay second down. It'll be second and about 18. Ryan Pike comes in for the Greyhounds. That number 2 offensive line should be J.R. Bennett, Grant Eccles, Jeremy Comstock, Todd Wright, and Eric Miller from left to right. Travis Meek, the quarterback, split backs behind him. And Meek on the counter play goes to Polk over to the left side. He gets back to about the 40-yard line. So Shannon Polk picks up 3. And it'll be third and long, about 15 for the Greyhounds. Fullback is Judd Meyer. Tailback is Shannon Polk. Quarterback Travis Meek. Greyhound number 2 unit in there. Split end for the Greyhounds is number 84. That's Ryan Pike. He comes to the right side. Meek fakes the pass, hands it to Polk straight up the middle on a delay. He gets across the 45 out to about the 46-yard line, but that's it, and the Hounds will have to punt it away. Fourth and 10 for the Greyhounds. Tim Seifert will come in to punt. Stands at his own 33-yard line. Single safety is Kendall for the Spartans. He booms the spiral this time, driving Kendall all the way back to the 13-yard line, trying to circle to his right, and is brought down at about the 17-yard line. So Tim Seifert finally got one away, that one for about 41 yards.
He was brought down by number 79, big DJ Hammer.
He seems to be everywhere.
Yep.
Ball will be spotted at the Connersville 18-yard line, a 5-yard return by Kendall. 3:35 left in the ball game. The Spartans would love to score here to at least get on the board against the Greyhounds. But they are 82 yards away from that. Number 2 defensive unit is in there now for the Hounds. Billy Brown, Brad Reinhardt, Jeff Campbell, Adam Butt, Chris Bauer. Morris still in at quarterback for the Spartans. Rolls left, fires, complete. Across the 30-yard line, out to the 34 or 5-yard line to Ellis.
Number 41, Mike Olson, the junior, on the tackle, and he just gave it everything he could, just couldn't catch up to the ball.
16-yard pickup to the 34. First and 10 for the Spartans. Morris sends Ellis and Lewick to the right side. High formation behind him. Straight back to pass, looks downfield. It is incomplete. Intended for a new man into the ball game, Jeremy Counselor. So it'll be second and 10 for the Spartans. That stops the clock with 2 minutes, 52 seconds showing. Greyhounds ahead 35-0. Two wideouts to the right side. Morris back to pass again. Looks, fires right, and the intended receiver falls down, and apparently he was shoved down. Brent Browning was out there, and he ended up flat on his face, and a yellow flag came flying, so that'll be pass interference. Automatic first down for the Greyhounds. Should bring it out to about the 49-yard line, where it'll be first and 10 for the Spartans. Penalty against against the Greyhound defensive team, pass interference. Ball spotted now at the Connersville 49-yard line. Spartans trying to bring it upfield against the Hounds. Morris, the draw play to Kendall to the 50. A flag flies 45, 40, 35, and about the 33-yard line before he's brought down on the far sideline by Justin Weintraub. But holding is going to nullify that run. The hole opened up only because of the hole. So a 17-yard gallop is nullified by holding. And instead of being at the Carmel 34, it'll be all the way back at the Spartan 39. First and 20 for the Spartans. Two minutes, 40 seconds left in the ball game. Time just ticking away now. It's going to take a long time because you know Morris is going to pass on every play. Tie-dye formation behind him. Rolls to his right. Lets fly his double team just as he released the football. Looked like coming in from one side was number 51 for the Greyhounds. That's Jeff Campbell. And I didn't catch who got him from the other side, but he was hit hard just as he released. So it'll be second and 20 for the Spartans. And they bring a new quarterback in. They do bring a new quarterback in. Darryl Starr is in. He pitches to Kendall. Kendall turns the corner at the 40, 45, 50, into Greyhound territory, down to the 45-yard line before it's brought down. So Kendall with a nice pickup of 16 to the Carmel 45-yard line. It'll be third and about 4 for a first down. Spartans send Browning and Lewick to the left. Lewick in the slot. High formation behind Darryl Starr, the quarterback. He pitches back to a new man in the ball game. That's Travis Morris. Morris reverses his field, cuts back to the right, gets inside the 40, down to the 35, inside the 30, and all the way down to the 27 or 8-yard line.
The Connersville running game has been pounding the Carmel second line, just running through all the holes, making holes and running right through them.
Well, it's down to the 28-yard line, a minute 40 left in the ball game. 17-yard run by Travis Morris. Morris is the I-man. Pitch back to him, I believe. No, it's Kendall in there this time. And Kendall dives across the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Give him 4 on the pickup. Second and 6. Clock running, a minute 15 left. Starr gets the call from his head coach on the far sideline. Ryan Kane and Travis Morris are the setbacks behind Starr. Lewick in the slot. He was moving. Starr back to pass. Wobbly pass. It's almost intercepted as the intended receiver slipped. That was Browning at about the 8-yard line. But the slot man on the left side was moving, so it'll be a penalty at any rate if the Greyhounds accept it. An illegal shift is the call. Illegal procedure. Illegal motion, whatever you want to call it. It's going to cost them 5 yards back to the 29-yard line. So it'll be second and about 12. Lewick goes wide to the right side. Ellis comes left. Pitch back to Kendall. Kendall inside the 25-yard line, down near the 20-yard line before he stopped. Clock continues to run under 40 seconds. Surprised Connersville isn't stopping the clock. Pickup of 8 down to the 21. Under 30 seconds. Third and about 3. Clock still running. Down under 20 seconds. Hand off to the first man through, and he stops shy of the first down. And Connersville's going to call timeout now. I think the run that time was by number 11, Ryan King. Down to the 19-yard line, a pickup of 2. Or it'll be 4th and about 1. Coach Keith Fiedler out to talk to his defense. 9.5 seconds left. This one is over. Only the final score to be determined, and there'll be one play. This 4th down play for the Spartans. Mike Spencer has talked to his team. They come to the line of scrimmage. Keith Fiedler's still out there talking to his defense, and he'll trot off the field. Keith has had some neck problems, and he finally got a brace off for the first time. High formation in the backfield. Pass play, looking for the score, and it's way out of reach of anybody out there. Jeff Lewick, the intended receiver, and the Hounds will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And that will be the ball game with 4 seconds remaining. Chains are reset. The Greyhounds, with the incomplete pass, will have to run one play. Backup tight end Mike Powell comes into the ball game, and Spartans are going to call timeout. I don't think that they thought a play had to be run, and they had all kinds of people out on the football field, and we're not set at all, even for a last play. They're trying to get everybody aligned defensively into the football game right now. I don't even think they had 11 men out there on the football field, Kevin.
Just a whole group of them coming out there we're going to greet their Greyhounds and tell them how good of a game it was, but
they have to run one play because of an incomplete pass.
that one play they have to run.
I would imagine this will be a straight handoff. If not, just a quarterback keeper, but we'll have to wait and see. Travis Meek is the quarterback. Connersville still doesn't have their alignment. I think they've got 12 men out there. They do. Now they finally get one out of there. And Meek just goes down on one knee. And that's the ball game. As Travis Meek goes down on one knee, the final score, Carmel 35, Connersville nothing. We'll be back with a wrap-up of tonight's ball game after this 60-second WHA booster timeout. You're listening to the voice of the Greyhounds.
Our thanks go out to the following WHJE boosters: Ted and Sharon Quick, Dan and Carol Quinn, John and Karen Rodemaker, Mike, Kathy, Evan, and Elliot Ransom. Index Notion Company, Ken Inman, Carl and Marcia Eiselberg, Bruce, Steve, and Jim Inskeep, Dr. and Mrs. Philip H. Ireland, Dr. and Mrs. Tom Irvin, Don and Sandy Jardine, Ivan and Marcella Jenkins, Dale and Miriam Johnson, Marie Johnson, Tom, Carrie, and Tom Jones, Wes, Mary Jane, Ellen, and Martin Jones, Doctors Everly, Pocket, and Jorzak, Pat and John Joyce, Bev and Joe Cack, Thomas and Colleen Kaminsky. If you would like to be a Greyhound booster, please send your check or money order for $25 to the Greyhound Booster Club, 520 East Main Street, Carmel, Indiana, 46032.
And we'll add your name to our list of boosters here at WHJE. We thank all of our Greyhound boosters for their support. And we thank you for listening tonight. Kevin, some thoughts on tonight's football game?
It was a pretty good win for the Greyhounds. Undefeated in the conference still. They move on to 6-0 and going to next week's another home game for the Greyhounds. Jay County, that's just another warm-up for them, they believe. Although Jay County could get proved to be a challenge for them. 2 weeks is Ben Day, which is the big game that they're going to start looking at. And if the Greyhounds keep playing like they are, there's no way that anybody's going to touch them. But there's some things that they got to work on defensively. They got to work on secondary and offensively. Clay Walters didn't have a very good game. Neither did Bobby Stevens. But if they pull it all together, the Greyhounds are proven winners.
Yeah, let's see if we can recap tonight's game statistically. Jim Lawhorn had 12 rushes for 90 yards and 3 touchdowns, the longest being that 46-yard touchdown gallop. Gabe Clemens likewise carried the ball 12 times tonight for 52 yards. Shannon Polk had 4 carries for 29 yards. Judd Meyer 3 for 2 yards, and Clay Walters had 6 carries for a -1, but he did score 1 touchdown. Walters, 10 of 9 passing tonight for 123 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, had 1 touchdown run himself. His receivers, Aaron Peening had 3 receptions for 31 yards. Bobby Stevens had 3 for 26 yards and a touchdown. Ben Clark, 2 for 42 yards. Josh Trissler, 1 for 15 yards, and Gabe Clemens, 1 for 9 yards. Tim Seifert punted the ball 3 times for 82 yards, a 27.3 average on the evening tonight. Mark Tapple was perfect on extra points, 5 of 5. Bobby Stevens on punt returns tonight, 3 returns for 20 yards, an average of about 6.5 yards per carry. Shannon Polk had 1 for 7 yards. And Justin Weintraub had 1 interception tonight. Scoring, Jim Lawhorn had 3 touchdowns, Clay Walters 1, and Bobby Stevens had 1 for the Greyhounds. So that is the story statistically of the ball game tonight. And just quickly trying to see if I can find the Connersville statistics for you here. And let's see if we can draw them up real quickly here as Connersville goes down to defeat by a score of 35-0. Their leading rusher was Jason Morris, their quarterback, with plus yardage, but then he had negative yardage that put him at -1 yard tonight. Lance Kendall ended up with 31 yards and 5 carries to be the leading rusher for the Connersville Spartans tonight. Greg Mates, who came in with over 500 yards rushing, had 6 attempts for 6 yards. So about a yard average for him tonight, well under his 100-plus yards per game. Jason Morris, passing was 6 of 13 tonight, 1 interception for 57 yards. Mike Ellis, the leading receiver for the Spartans, he had 4 for 34 yards. And that pretty well sums it up statistically for the game here tonight, as the Carmel Greyhounds just simply dominate the Connersville Spartans after the first period of play, which ended scoreless. But then they get 21 in the second period of play, 7 in the third period, and 7 in the fourth period to put away a 35-0 win over the Connersville Spartans. Our next broadcast will be next Friday night, right here from the Greyhound football field, as the Jay County Patriots come a-calling. And the Hounds will take the field against the Patriots at 7:30. We'll have the broadcast slightly before that. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast on WHJE, and we'll watch it on CHTV, Channel 21, your Greyhound station. For Kevin Smith. I'm Scott Gregg saying so long, everyone. The final score once again, Carmel 35, Connersville nothing. So long, everyone.